Jai Hind everyone.
Jai Hind,
Jai
sir.
Hind, sir.
Okay, shall we start? Who is the first
Yes, sir.
volunteer? Just a moment. Vaibhav. Okay, Subodh, keep time. Vaibhav, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. You can start. Vaibhav.
Good morning, everyone. It is rightly said by our former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee that we can choose our friends, but not our neighbors. And Pakistan is one of the serious neighbors. So my today's topic of lecture it is Indo-Pak relations. Both the countries share land border of 3,300 kilometers, which can be seen even from the space because India has installed 1,50,000 floodlight across the border poles. That's the reason it is considered one of the most dangerous international borders. India-Pak shares linguistic, cultural, economical, geographical, and so many links. Yet the relation between two countries is so sour, and the reason could be lots of historical events and political events. So, starting from history, Pakistan became new neighbor when Britishers left. Two countries are formed by accepting Mountbatten Plan. India is divided into two domains by that, and the Muslim majority people uh, form Pakistan and emerged as Islamic country. And other hand, India for those who felt proud to be an Indian. So soon after formation of two countries, India and Pak developed diplomatic relations. But the violent partition as well as reciprocal territorial activities overshadowed these diplomatic relations. Since the independence, India and Pak fought three major wars, along with one undeclared war. And the most important reason for this is Kashmir issue. Again in 1971, the war led to formation of Bangladesh, which is also known as Bangladesh Liberation War. Again, the relation between the two countries became worse after 1990s, particularly after the conflict of Siachen, and again Kashmir insurgency in 1989, Kargil War of 1999, 2001 Indian Parliament attack, 2008 Mumbai attack, 2016 Pulwama attack, and again in the last 2019, uh, 2016 Pathankot attack and 2019 Pulwama attack. So these regular attacks decrease the strengthening bonds
Last
of
30
these two
seconds.
countries. So from India, there has been a lot of trade agreement, which India tried to improve relations, but it got worse after Pulwama attacks. Article 370, which gives special right to Kashmir, have own constitution and own flag, but the abolition of Article 370 made Kashmir part of India, which is opposed by Pakistan. But it gives strong message to Pak as well as world that Kashmir was, is, and will be the integral part of
Time up.
India. Thank you.
Yes, you cannot change geographic neighbors, and Pakistan, though part of India before independence and now a separate nation. The problem is origin of Pakistan as a nation has got root causes. It is based on a religion. Even their constitution has adopted religion as being integral part of it, sole part of it, and that is how the problem gets complex. Now, at the time of independence, if you see the configuration of different caste religions in both country, it is today quite evident if you take the census. All the minorities in Pakistan is almost finished. So this is a brutal state where you don't have freedom. Whereas in India, that is not so. All the minorities have enough scope of expansion, freedom, liberties, and they can participate in all processes, right from education, democratic process, uh, businesses, everywhere. So Pakistan army taking over right after independence, thereafter it became a rogue state. Today there are multiple power centers. So when they have to negotiate with any country, it becomes problematic. India and Pakistan always at fight. Initially, if you see in the concept of Pakistan state, which was right before independence, when it was conceived, J&K was not its part. Later on, it became obsession, and thereafter, it is some kind of revenge, cutting through thousand holes and bleeding and all those nonsense ideology in their minds, especially after 1971 Bangladesh liberation. But then today you see where Pakistan lies in terms of economic aspects. It is almost bankrupt as a nation. The society is fighting for its survival. And for us, what is concerning, we cannot have such neighbor who is almost in turmoil because it creates a lot of problem. Today, our biggest problem is not about defeating Pakistan. In fact, it should come to a normal state wherein the drug menace which originates from there or at least supported by them, terrorism is supported by them, all these issues will get finished. But when Pakistan becomes normal, and it is not a normal state, it has become totally defragmented, so many power centers, and the complex issue or the worrying issue is the nuclear capability. Pakistan always keeps it as a diplomatic tool, that this is our bargaining power, and that is how earlier it used to be US who was coming running, and now it will be China hereafter who will be helping them to reduce the tensions. And what is that helping? Some kind of grant, some kind of sanctioning of projects, or uh, helping their economies. And they have been crying on this issue since the time they have become nuclear. Because the threat for others is if it lands into the terrorist organization's hand, especially LET, then it will be a problem for whole world. And that is how people see it. Okay, Vaibhav, good. Topic is ever burning and kicking. This is a topic which cannot ignore, and a lot of aspects will be handy. So one has to be updated on these issues. You brought out a lot of chronology, and that is relevant. Okay, good. Lecturate is confident. Okay, Subodh ready?
Sir,
Who,
I will speak in the last.
okay, who is ready now? Lakhan? Okay, Sanjivani and Lakhan.
Yes,
Lakhan,
sir.
you can go ahead. Vaibhav, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start now.
May I speak?
Yes, yes, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you can start.
Good morning, everyone. As we know that people are traveling from one place to other in order to boost the tourism, and also getting some valuable thing. So, medical tourism is also one of them. So, gentlemen, today my lecture topic is medical tourism. I like to medical tourism. It is an source of traveling one people one place to other, traveling one country to other. This so it is also likely to get the good and high quality of the medical treatment and procedure. It is also alluring the new destination and getting a new attraction towards to get a proper treatment in by visiting that country. If I talk about what is the region of the medical tourism, yes, gentlemen, there are three prominent region. First is cost saving. We know that people are traveling from one place to other in order to get the highly specialized treatment and medical healthcare service on the affordable price. Second is quality and expertise. The people are going for to get the specialized treatment which may or may not be available in that country. If we talk about the third, reduce waiting time. Gentlemen, we know that in especially like in India, we have a large number of the population. Even though while visiting the medical hospital, we have to be stand sometime in a queue. It also time expert time reduce time waiting. So. Now, I'd like to tell you what are the most prominent popular medical tourism destinations. First is Thailand. Thailand is also considered one of the world-class medical treatment service in the world. It is also specialized and highly focused towards the healthcare system. In India, it is yes. In India, India is also attraction towards the destination in every point of view, and we also have a highly skilled health care worker force, and we are also providing the treatment at an affordable price. In Turkey is also providing the health treatment, especially for the dentist purpose. In Mexico is also one of them. Now I like to tell you what is the advantage of the medical tourism. Gentlemen, we
Last 30
know that
seconds.
tourism always generate the revenue. So definitely, if the medical tourism is there, definitely this will be boosting the economy of the country. In the last, I would like to talk about the challenge. Gentlemen, that there are also some challenge. First is language and cultural barrier. Yes, gentlemen, while going one place to other, it also affecting to the communication, which can also be concrete step to between each other. Second is follow up care, because we know that
I'm up.
one after coming back from there, it is very hard to get the same treatment which we are getting before. Yes, if I talk about the conclusion, gentlemen, it is a good initiative that the people are traveling from one place to other to get the good treatment at the affordable price. It is not only for their own development, it is also considering the economy and boosting its own revenue. Thank you.
Medical tourism is actually a very great scope to raise our economic level. How? Because today you see the health has become a very very important subject all over world, especially after COVID, and everyone is getting concerned. What is the advantage with India? Firstly, we are a big country compared to what Lakhan was highlighting, Thailand or Mexico or Turkey. We are known for our talent in every field. Engineering and medical, of course, leads it. The another aspect is multi-dimensional medical treatment. Not only allopathy, we have got Ayurvedic and other treatments also. So yoga is also now addition to it. There is some kind of therapy in it and exercises. So all these fields are growing up in India. Government has also brought out some ease of opening foreign universities here. So even if it is a foreign university in Indian soil, the admissions, whether from abroad or local, it boosts the economic activities. And the classic example we keep talking about, when Russia-Ukraine war broke out, how many medical students were trapped there? If it is Indian, 18,000 students. For just think about other countries also. So in India, if we are a big country, we have got educational setups. Of course, they are not in the top ranking in the world. It will come up. There is a lot of manipulation also for that ranking. Our IITs are best. Similarly, our medical colleges are also best. Of late, a lot of states are raising their medical colleges. In fact, it has doubled in recent past, and more are coming up. So medical colleges coming up means a lot of MBBS future students are coming up, BAMS students are coming up, BUMS, BHMS, all those things, and then parallel therapy world, because natural therapy is also coming up, physical therapy is also coming up, and then there are other sciences also. Pharmaceutical industry is closely associated with this, so everything is coupled, and health being a center point, especially COVID onwards, and human health index is going down. So this is a big potential to look after, and even government has to really address it well, so that we have uh, medical tourism flourishing, and you see the impact of it. A lot of business activities go up. We should not be seeing it as business activity, but it is serving the world. That should be the core philosophy, and if that is the message going out to the world, we are serving the nation, serving the world. We are looking after the human health index and yoga, and then Ayurveda. Especially Ayurveda is really suppressed. If Ayurveda gets into the forefront, and the advantages of it being no side effect, and there are other therapies like sujok therapy is there, or acupuncture is there, and then physiotherapy, of course it is also need of the hour today in the world. So all this coming up, and India may become hub of medical treatments, because we have got uh, world class hospitals, then doctors. We are coming up with a lot of multi specialty hospitals. So all those things will definitely help us to grow job employment, and then economic activities, everything will go up. Lakhan, very good topic, and this is important because these are the issues of the future, and we should be updated on this. Okay, who is there now? Sanjeevani?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Lakhan, please keep time.
Okay, sir. Sanjin, you can start.
Good morning to all. Today, my lecture topic is interfaith marriage in India. Over the century, casteism and religion has a prevailed in India. Despite several laws, the social stigma for interfaith marriage exists in Indian society. Recently, several state government has show concern about enacting proper law to stop marriage, which they refer to a love jihad. However, contemplating law over interfaith marriage directly violates several rights of the people, such as the right to freedom, personal liberty, and right to life. Interfaith marriage, the matrimonial relationship developed between the two individuals having different religion, faith, all through marriage into a different religion is a matter of choice of an adults. There are the certain issue regarding the same issue with the interfaith marriage. Interfaith marriage are believed in be, uh, believed to be a forced conveyance to a conveyance of one of the sponsors, mostly in woman. As per the Muslim personal law, in order to get marriage to a non-Muslim, conveyance to the religion is the only way. Hindu religions allow only monogamy, and these who want to marry a second time take another course. There is a no provision regarding casteism determination of children born out of such marriage. The Special Marriage Act 1954 is not capable which backwardness of the society. There is a debatable over the validity of Article 226 is the context of the interfaith marriage by the High Court. The Special Marriage Act is a special law enacting the provide for the unique for marriage by restriction whenever the parties of marriage do not have a encourage for their religions. This act include Hindu, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Jain, and Buddhist marriage. This act apply all Indian state excepted Jammu and Kashmir. The fundamental requirement and this
Last 30
act for
seconds.
the valid for marriage concern of of both parties of the marriage. If both parties to the marriage are willing for marriage each other, that is the enough. Caste, religion, race are not restricted. So lastly, I want to conclude that the marriage of two adults is a complete matter of their own choice. Neither a law or impose any decision, not any individual. The
Time
freedom
up.
of decision is his and her marriage shall lie on their personal only. There is there is a need is accepted of their own fact. Thank you.
Interfaith marriage is a very sensitive uh, subject. If you see, we are part of human society where we have to follow some norms, rules, regulations, and when we want to liberate from it or go out of box, thinking wise, action wise, but it has to have some kind of defined limits. As the goes by and society evolves, things are happening. But then all of a sudden, if it is leading to some kind of social disharmony, then the present generation has to understand it. Who knows, tomorrow it will be totally a free society. There will not be any barriers of caste and religion. Cosmopolitan view, the global village concept may come in, where there is absolutely no barrier. Today there are geographic boundaries of nation, state, but there is no boundary for communication now. Earlier there was boundaries. Today with the help of technology there is no boundary. One can easily talk across all boundaries, cutting across. Similarly, for this, you see some of the communities, they are advanced. Their every second marriage is across faith. If it is Western countries, if you take example, there is absolutely uh, total liberalization, freedom for choice, and even the nationality is not a barrier. No barrier for religion, no barrier for nationality. India is coming up to that level slowly. So that factor has to be understood. Tomorrow, our society may become so free and there will be no barriers. But today, one intercaste marriage, if it is creating disharmony, some violent actions in society, people have to understand, note it, and just be little cooperative. From that aspect, this interfaith marriage is limited in India. Secondly, on a plus side, it is complementary to each other. If there are husband and wife from different religion or different castes, the family becomes little open minded because they have to accommodate two segments of society. But then it cannot happen in a short time. It takes few years. Maybe generation to generation things are changing. But we have to consider that we are a part of a larger society. If it is creating problem, if there is a village, and in village there are orthodox mindset, very conservative approach, so the village people, village youth have to understand this and really cooperate. If it comes to urban centers, little open society, parents are not restricting where to go for marriage or whatnot. Today if someone is getting job outside, there is little openness to it. So all those things are going to happen, but time is a big factor. Maybe next generation will be more open, and within 50 years maybe India will also become quite akin to a European or Western culture. But then interfaith marriages today has got some political dimensions to it. People will make issue out of it. So we should understand and should not be really in a hurry to go for such kind of freedoms, because after all we are in a family. That family's expectations, you are part of some community, that community's expectations, and then above all we have got a larger responsibility of social harmony. If we can contribute to that, see, there are some direct contributions, some are indirect. Even if you don't do anything, still you are helping the nation and society. So this is one aspect where you are born in a family, you are not doing any great act in the world, but you are following norms, sheer norms of the society. You are helping the society and nation and your family. This comes into that category. Okay, Sanjeevani, this is sensitive topic. Youth are very aggressive on such things. Freedom is required. Where the world is going, man has landed on moon, and we are talking about conservative things, and that is how it happens in your age. But then interfaith marriage has to be seen from the perspective, where is India. India has got different sections, rural, urban, little bit open mindedness in some of the communities, not in all. So all those things really make it more complex. So you have to address it from different dimensions. Okay, who is there now? Amruta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Subodh is also there, but we'll go to now Amruta and then Subodh. Sanjini, keep time.
Okay.
Let's start, Amruta.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and Jai Hind. I'm Amruta Sagar, and my today's lecture topic is generalizing. Generaling means our informal wording, it's diary writing. So, what is general writing? General of a person can be anything and everything that he writes or records. For example, he can write his to-do list, day-to-day activities, his experiences in any event or any special moment, his emotions, his or her emotions, as well as mm, expenditure. Anything the person wants to write can be considered diary writing or general writing. And why should a person should write a diary or a journal? Because it helps a person to clear his or her thoughts. It helps person in mental health and also to express his or her emotions in words. When we start journal writing or a diary writing, it helps us to have a command on our language also. How to write a diary or a journal? It's simple and easy. Just take any notebook, or if you want to have a proper feel of journal writing, just buy a journal or a diary from a shop and start writing whatever comes in your mind. It can be negative, positive, encouraging, cheerful, whatever emotions and whatever events you are going through, you can just write it down. And why uh, means when should a person start to write a diary? There is no age restriction, but the proper thinking process starts from the fifth standard, where a person can understand what general writing is. So from fifth standard onwards, anybody, male, female, anyone can write a journal. Then who must write a journal? Especially the person who is struggling with mental health, a person who wants clearance, is clear thoughts in his or her life, and a person who want to structure speeches and want to be a public speaker. The general writing or specifically writing is important for them. I was going through scrolling Instagram, and I came up to a Robin Sharma's video where he was telling the importance of keeping a journal. When we record our day-to-day activities, our emotions, and we try to be clear about our thoughts by writing it down, it makes us more relaxed. When we were anxious, just write it down. When we are sad, just write it down.
Time up.
When we time up, okay. In
Sorry, I
conclusion,
forgot to.
okay. In conclusion, I would like to tell you that uh, each and everyone should write a journal. If you can write it consistently every day, it is okay. If you decide to write it on special moments and when you're not okay, then it is also okay. Just start journaling and recording your life. Thank you.
Good, Amruta. Very important aspect you touched upon. I used to know it as diary writing only. Today, got to know that it can be called as general writing. General, na? GEN.
Yes, sir. Journal, Jour.
Okay, journal writing.
Yes.
Okay, it is accounting terminology. That's what I was
Yes, sir.
confused.
Business terminology, but also used as a synonym for diary writing.
Okay, okay. In accounts, we call it journal. So, very important aspect. We are human beings. We are not machines. We should be talking to ourselves. So, it is talking to ourselves. One of the great media is this diary writing, or what Amruta is calling it as journal writing. So that journal, which is actually purely accounting term, where it is book of accounting, journal, and then ledgers and all those things. So it is your personal writing, which can be called as diary writing or journal writing. So why one should write? She was amplifying. It is easing out your tension, stress, feelings, but it really helps. There is no doubt about it. If you can express something you don't want to express in front of anyone as of now, you may express later on. But today you are writing it for sake of reminding you or expressing your feeling or let it flow out, or you want to preserve it for tomorrow or in future. Anything and everything can be written. It can be just as a record. And out of experience, I must say, when you open your old accounts, old writings, it gives nostalgic feeling. It reminds you of that time situation, and it has got a lot of relevance when it comes to make you more mature, make you more grounded, make you more humble. Because if you keep on moving without really thinking rationally, there is every chance that you also become machine. You lose on emotional qualities. You are more into the rat race of the world. And to have a balance, this is, I think, a very good habit if you can develop, writing something, and which can be your own pure account. People generally used to say diary writing, diary writing. It can be anything and everything which you may allow others to read, you may not allow it. Generally people want to preserve it as a secret. And in that, nowadays, once you grow up, there is again one more important thing: you must write your accounts related information, your some of the things which people should know later on. Because there are, if you see the RBI data today, so much of accounts list, so much of money lying in accounts where there is no record whether the persons who is next of kin, who should claim it. And these are all dormant accounts which are getting into the verge of that money will get deposited to the RBI. But then, if there is a needy family, suddenly one of the main person dies, and there is a lack of communication between that person and the other people who are dependent on him or her, it becomes a problem. So something should be written, because digital data in mobile or laptop or computer, who knows, it may get corrupt, it may get spoiled, it may not reach to the correct people. Even that aspect, a lot of people keep recommending there should be some written things. At least someday someone will see, or at least keep telling, I have written few things. um, it should be read by someone. So all those aspects also can be thought of, maybe in future for you, because today you may not be holding any asset or any accounts or some FDs or properties. So in future, because there are so many accidents where husband and wife both goes, and then what about small kids? They are not aware of anything, and even the relatives are not aware of anything. So somewhere some file is to be maintained, these personal data to be maintained. So this is also an important aspect. Good, Amruta. These habits can make you more mature, and it is reminding ourselves that we are humans, not machines. And our emotional part of personality gets little bit improved when you keep on thinking and talking to yourself at least 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, or a couple of seconds also will do. One must do it. Okay. So both, and then Shweta if want to speak. Amruta, keep time.
Yes, sir. Who is going to be next?
I
Subodh
will
will
be.
be there.
Subodh. Okay, sir, you can start. Your time is started.
Okay, so good morning to all. Today's my lecture topic is Indo-Bangladesh relations. So Indo-Bangladesh relations are old, and we share almost 4,000, the longest border with Bangladesh, that is 4,035 kilometers. In the past, it was not like that. Bangladesh was the part of India. Like if I talk of in 1907, Lord Curzon partitioned Bengal. Like the Muslims will be stay in their different area, and the Hindus will be stay in the different area. But in 1947, it got a means U-turn. Like it got divided into two dominions, like India and Pakistan. So Bangladesh was previously known as East Pakistan, and the West Pakistan, we all know that today's Pakistan. We helped Bangladesh in 1971 war. It created a lot of havoc, lot of chaos in the Indian territory also. Like West Pakistan is creating a lot of killings, a lot of Holocaust war happened in East Pakistan, and India intervened in 1971 December, and we fought one of the most successful wars in Indian history and in the history of wars, the Bangladesh Liberation War. In that war, almost 93,000 soldiers surrendered. And it is one of the most successful wars which was taken place in 1971, headed by Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. Then the relations started improving between India and Pakistan. Now we host the common stage on BIMSTEC. We are the members of BIMSTEC. Then we are also the members of SARC. Then IORC. IORA is the Indian Ocean Rim Association. Bangladesh is very important from Indian perspective regarding the Indian Ocean region. To restrict the Chinese intrusions, to restrict the Chinese coming into the Bangladesh. So from that perspective, Bangladesh is very important. And if I talk about the Bangladesh important from strategic point of view, so Siliguri corridor is very important for that. It is a 27-kilometer corridor known as the Chicken Neck, and it is the only connecting line to the northeast region. So it is very important to maintain good relations with Bangladesh to have access to northeast region, because once northeast region will cut, so we will not allow to access northeast region. But India developed a very good relation. Like in 2014, Sushma Swaraj means giving a lot of benefits. Like we started the Maitri Express, then the bus
Last
service
30
from
seconds.
Shillong and Guwahati to Dhaka. There are lots of things, and we in 2013 we have started import means exporting the energy of 500 megawatt of electricity. So in the last, I would like to conclude that Bangladesh is very important neighbor to us. And like giving recent example, we have also signed an agreement with the Indian Railways. Like they are setting up a 12.47 kilometers of railway line to access Tripura. It will cut short the distance of
Time up.
Tripura and Kolkata. So it is very important for us to maintain good relations with Bangladesh, and to maintain Chinese intrusion, it is very important to help our neighbors and to maintain a good ties. Thank you.
Yes, Bangladesh is a very, very important country for us because of geographic boundary being shared. Secondly, Pakistan's origin or that idea initially had no Bangladesh on its card, but later on maybe uh, religion, majority religion in that part was Muslim, so that became a part of Pakistan. But if you see, the Bangladesh, when it was part of Pakistan, they never felt being part of uh, a nation. It was a forced upon idea. Pakistan per se is a nation without any background to become a Pakistan. It has roots deep into the Indian culture. So that's why that nationality is not coming up. You see, what is the provinces in Pakistan? Baluchistan, they never wanted to be part of Pakistan. Punjab never wanted because they affiliate and find more comfort associating with larger Punjab in the initial stage. Now you can see mindset may change. uh, Sindh or even the Gilgit Baltistan, all those areas were actually not of the mindset or the ideology to come under the umbrella of Pakistan. And Northwest Frontier, it always aligned itself with the Afghanistan. So Pakistan has got its own problem at the inception stage. Nobody wanted to come under the umbrella of Pakistan terminology. And forget about Bangladesh. Even after independence, when Bangladesh was part of it, the Bengali culture had more to do with India than Pakistan. So, East Bengal before independence was something which had more cultural affiliation with the West Bengal. So, it never found its comfort under Pakistan. nor the Pakistanis wanted or had some sympathy or the love and affection for the Bengalis. And that is why when Mujibur Rahman was having large majority in the elections, still was not allowed to become PM. And that is how the liberation of Bangladesh happened. What is the future of Bangladesh? Because with India, it is growing. And if that is my personal opinion, if everything goes in the way it is going on, Bangladesh will be a significant Muslim country in the world, which is which will come into the category of developed nation. It is developing at a good pace, and it may become a very good country, a little secular projection. And for us, it is very important because our eastern borders are also important, and Bangladesh needs better stability. From there, Myanmar is a problematic zone. Our actist, initially it was lookist, actist policies affected by that, and China's prominence can be contained if Bangladesh is stable, wise enough to understand what is good, what is bad, and there are no uh, multi players and secular government in Bangladesh or a single power in Bangladesh will always be good, because there was some coup and some kind of political instability which is a concern for us. Similarly in Sri Lanka. So as of now, Bangladesh, yes, it is a good country having good future, and we have good relations. We have settled our border in 2014-15. The BSF used to have regular fights and regular frictions, even killings, targeted killings at the border. So that is now no more happening. It is a good sign. We had bus service. We want to have better services, linkages in the region. So good, Subodh. This is also a very important international relation. Bangladesh is a key nation for us when we see eastwards. Okay, Shweta, you want to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Subodh, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start.
Okay. It's not only time to protect the only women. It's time to taught men that they are not the ATM machine of the house. It's time to give a respectful position to the transgender. Good morning, everyone. This is me, Shweta Singh, and today I am going to tab on a topic about the gender equality. In the 21st century, what is the meaning of the gender equality? The term means that the giving equal opportunity to are the three pillars of the country, to the three pillars of the globe, that is a female, male, and the transgender in a socially and academically equal. But now about the our one community that is a transgender, that there is not any other article or constitutional law to give any policy to give them a right to education, right to live, or right to anything. There is a one example recently that Daniel McGay is a transgender woman will become the first transgender cricketer to play an official international match when she represents Canada in the in ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Then what is the role in the country about the transgender? If we give the policy a right to them, then definitely they brings the economy or brings to country help to being a developed country. About the second community, which is men. Since the childhood, we all taught that a man is the only responsible person in the house who take care of all the things. But there is a not any no one who taught the women or taught the anyone how to give respect to the men. We all know that there are some examples that how a woman exploit the men. In India, out of five, three men get raped or get assaulted or sexually harassed by the women. But we all feel the same. We never ever thought about the man equality. Now it's time to talk about the third community, about the female. Since the childhood
Last 30 seconds.
we only learn that how the women have to sit in the society or have to speak in the society, but never ever taught us how to be a independent women in the life. In the conclusion, I want to say that men, women and transgenders are the pillar of the any country. If we give the equal opportunity to all of them, then definitely that country become a strongest, powerful
Time up.
and well developed country. Thank you so much.
Yes, Shweta has covered a broad spectrum of gender today. We generally talk about women empowerment or the role of women in the society. Men are assumed to be having a happy situation, they have enough representation. Now, transgender, yes, their role is talked about, their welfare is talked about. So, all these three, earlier we used to say that in society, if there are two wheels, men and women, transgender is also a substantial community. We need to look after them. A lot of NGOs are working for them. In fact, beyond 80 years of age, if the transgender leaves, pension scheme is, I think that is a welfare scheme. Then, uh, in day-to-day life, how to accommodate transgenders also. We have come to a big way in terms of accommodating the women into the larger part of society at workplaces and every field. But what about transgenders? Now we have their representation in politics, though it is minimal, but they are coming up in services also. I think a couple of uh, recruitment have happened in uh, little bit private sector and government. Couple of odd cases are there, but then how we can make them mainstream, because men, women, and transgender, these three are living beings, human beings, and we need to have a equality. They are, if not taken care, they will be problematic in society. You see, if there is no organizational structure or welfare order for them, then they will be a nuisance in society. Presently, their own people are looking after them. There is no structured way of looking after them, which can accommodate all of them. Some of them are getting little educated, education wise, some of them are getting accommodated, but not all of them. So, Shweta is rightly bringing out all these three are to be looked after well, especially women and transgender. Men are still able to push their ways. Yes, in the child category, everyone is uh, not really taken care of because child abuse is there, and society as it grows, it has got its own problems. We may get more educated, but there are some social evils which will keep happening. Developed societies has got different kinds of evils. You see western world, even if they are modernized, bullet trains, this that, but the social problems will never get over. The nature of problems keeps changing. You go to social structure of now western world, they have got their own problems, maybe old age problems, or some kind of abuse at workplaces, different kind of mindset which is creating some kind of stress in the minds of opposite gender. If there is a female dominated office, the male are feeling problematic. If it is a male dominated office, the females are feeling the hate. So all those things are there, but we should have a structure where everyone is comfortable. There should be enough rules, regulations, order, and mindset, but it will not come easily. It takes time. Slowly, we are heading towards that. People are getting matured, and even the transgender issue, which is touched upon, is a very critical aspect, because what is their fault? They were born like that, and we should look after them. And then further fragmenting into the vangs and all those categories, everyone has got right to live with dignity. Yes, we must remember this. We must respect this philosophy, right to live with dignity. If you are alive, then that person should be really treated well. Okay, we had a lengthy session today, and I think all topics, they are making us more mature, because these discussions should help us to evolve as a good human being and open up our minds also. keep bringing new topics. You yourself is growing, and from your competitive exams point of view, keep practicing your communication. Okay, we'll end it here. Bye. Jai Hind.
Very
Yes, sir.
Jai
Jai
Hind,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.